In tonight's match, we recreate Daniel Bryan versus Wade Barrett from last week's SmackDown, an all-out war between two young superstars in a cage. And of course, we now have Daniel Bryan's brand new finisher, the running knee. But if you want to see that spectacular little move, you're going to have to join me for the match. So let's get wrestling. So today we recreate Daniel Bryan versus Wade Barrett on WWE 13. We will of course be playing in the steel cage, but we'll be playing it with pinfall and submissions as the method of victory. This match of course come about because Wade Barrett was due to shave off Daniel Bryan's beard, but Daniel Bryan was having none of it, headbutted the Englishman and tried to shave off his beard, leaving him kind of like with half a face of hair. Now Daniel Bryan of course has had an absolutely amazing couple of weeks, all the way to the main event of SummerSlam versus John Cena, winning the title and then only to be denied by Randy Orton at the final stages as he cashed in his money in the bank. And of course we will be doing some Randy Orton versus Daniel Bryan stuff when it comes around, when the stipulations are announced for whatever the next pay-per-view is. This match of course was a chance for Daniel Bryan to show off his kind of new main event feel, and of course this new finisher, which is a running single knee. Now I have to say that this is a brilliant finisher for him to have, and once again Kenta has been ripped off. If you're not familiar with Japanese wrestling, there is a very, very good smaller wrestler named Kenta who competes for the Noah wrestling group, and unfortunately he's so talented that his moves have been ripped off for years by various American wrestlers, either just stolen, but probably more in tribute, as actually Daniel Bryan has faced Kenta on numerous occasions, as has CM Punk, who is the other person that rips off Kenta's moves. That little kind of like strike combo that CM Punk often does with the kind of like chop, poke, spinning kick, all that kind of stuff, that was one of Kenta's originals. The go to sleep, that's one of Kenta's maneuvers, and this running knee, which he calls the, excuse my pronunciation, which he calls the Busaku running knee, has been one of Kenta's finishes for years, and Daniel Bryan hopefully now bringing that maneuver to the mainstream. It's a very, very fast running, jumping knee to the face, normally hit with such an impact that both men are kind of then sent down, and actually as you'll see in Daniel Bryan's version of the move, like against John Cena, you go with such force that you end up kind of landing beyond your opponent, and hopefully of course just like Kenta we'll see lots of variations on the move. You can hit it from the front, you can hit it from behind, you can hit it after bouncing off the ropes, you can even kind of do a variation where you kind of like sprint off rope after rope after rope, and then hit a super running fast maneuver. You can do it off the top rope. There's lots of different variations, as Daniel Bryan here shows why he has been the wronged world champion, hitting 2 slams into the cage and then 2 double missile drop kicks from the top. Daniel Bryan hopefully now properly joining the ranks of WWE main eventers. And of course Daniel Bryan and Wade Barrett, no strangers to each other. With the original NXT Nexus invasion a few years ago, Daniel Bryan was part of that group before his strange firing, and then returned to the group. When he returned to WWE, he didn't return to the Nexus, and when Bryan returned he was part of that group at SummerSlam that kind of took on the NXT in a large group match. So these two have a little bit of a history, arriving at in the WWE at roughly the same time, although I have to say that Daniel Bryan has a lot more experience than Barrett due to his many years in the Indies, as he locks on the Yes Lock. But of course the Yes Lock not successful against Barrett in the same way as the Yes Lock was not successful against John Cena. And this is perhaps the important thing about his new finisher, this Busaku knee kick, whatever he ends up calling it, as unfortunately the game glitches out and Daniel Bryan completely headbutts the floor and knocks himself unconscious. But I'm sure Daniel Bryan will, Wade Barrett will use the opportunity to regain the advantage with a huge side slam. And this new finisher of Daniel Bryan will absolutely open the door to him in terms of variety of match finishes. If you think about quite a lot of the successful main eventers, they often have a submission finisher, but when they do, they often have a pinfall finisher as well to give more variety. And also, pinfall finishes do often seem to be the preferred finish in by the WWE in the really, really big matches. So submissions do happen, but pinfalls, of course, are a lot more common. And if you think about wrestlers who do have submission finishes, such as like The Undertaker, maybe Kurt Angle, I'm probably missing some people out, but John Cena, of course, but they tend to have a submission finisher and something else, and that's important now that Daniel Bryan has added that secondary finisher, this very, very powerful knee, to put down his opponents. And of course he can now use it also in kind of like promos and run-ins and things like that as well, because it is obviously more effective to come in and leave someone laying with a kind of knockout finisher than it is to do it with kind of some sort of submission, as we get a very long 2 count on Wade Barrett in the cage, a running elbow strike, and Daniel Bryan is ready to put Wade Barrett away. He knees him in the chest, goes for the double underhook, but Wade Barrett firing in with the punches, slamming him down to the floor, setting him up for the catapult, and this time it's Daniel Bryan's turn to bounce off the steel. This match has been predominantly Daniel Bryan, but do not count Wade Barrett out. He is dangerous, and if he hits Bryan with waistland, it could yet be over. Daniel Bryan again trying to lock in the yes lock, but being unsuccessful, and therefore we go for what will probably now become the preferred Daniel Bryan finisher. Kick after kick after kick. A solid kick to the head. Withdrawing to the corner, perhaps a tribute to his mentor and trainer, Shawn Michaels, who had this kind of like pumping action in the corner, obviously with his foot. Daniel Bryan doing it with his legs. And the running knee finish takes down Wade Barrett for the consequential, or the undebatable 1, 2, 3. Now if we just put on a slow motion replay of this Usaku knee kick, you'll see that it actually is one of those moves that looks a lot better in fast motion than slow motion, but it's a well animated move. I would like to send out a thank you to Desert Eagle 81, who had a really useful video up on YouTube that told how to add Daniel Bryan's finisher or the new finisher to the character. It's the single high knee, which you can put into the running finishers, and I will link to Desert Eagle 814's video in the comments section below if you would like to do that particular modification yourself. It's definitely worth it, as of course in WWE you can have 2 finishers, so you can still have the yes lock and you can now have the running knee as well. Thank you so much for watching. I do hope you've enjoyed the video and the commentary. If you have, please give the video a like, and if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please do so for wrestling action every Wednesday on The Adipose TV. Take care, see you soon, bye bye.